Okay, so get this. The sources you sent in, they're all about love.
Wow, that's pretty broad.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking everything from, the early stages of attraction.
The honeymoon phase.
Exactly. To like long-term commitment, family, friends, even self-love.
Well, that's pretty comprehensive. Sounds fascinating.
It is. And you know what's really interesting? One of the sources actually argues that a certain type of love is like crucial for mental well-being.
Really? Okay, I'm intrigued.
Let's dive in and see what they have to say.
Yeah.
So first things first, how do these sources actually define love?
Well, the most common thread I saw running through all of them was this idea of love as care, commitment, and connection.
Care, commitment, and connections. Like a three-legged stool, you need all of them for it to stand, right?
Exactly. And I love that definition because it moves us beyond just those like fleeting feelings of, passion or infatuation.
Right. It's not just about the butterfly.
No, it's about action. It's about consciously choosing to show up for someone.
Making the choice to be there for them.
Yes, through thick and thin. To care for them, to be committed to them.
Yeah.
And to nurture that connection between you.
So it's like thinking back to times you felt truly loved. It's less about how you felt in the moment and more about how someone was there for you.
Absolutely. I think that's a great way to put it.
All right, so let's break down some of these different types of love.
Yeah.
And I think a good place to start is with what seems to be the most popularized kind, romantic love.
Ah, yes, the one that gets all the attention.
All the songs, the movies, the books. But is it really all candlelit dinners and grand gestures?
Well, I mean, those things can be nice, but they're not the whole story. The sources seem to agree that romantic love is this really powerful combination of emotional and physical intimacy.
Right, so there's passion involved for sure.
Definitely. But they also emphasize that for it to really last, you need a strong foundation of mutual respect.
Like really seeing your partner as an equal.
Exactly. Valuing their thoughts and opinions even when you don't agree.
So it's more about partnership than just, hearts and flowers.
Exactly. It's about working together, navigating life as a team.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about a type of love that's often taken for granted. Familial love.
The love we're born into.
The one we grow up with. And sometimes we don't even realize how much it shapes us.
That's so true. I mean, think about all the shared experiences you have with your family. All those holidays, the traditions, the inside jokes.
The arguments too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because no family's perfect.
No, not at all. And the sources do acknowledge that family relationships can be complicated, even messy at times.
There can be disagreements, different personalities clashing.
Yes. But even with all of that, there's this deep-rooted sense of belonging.
This shared history that binds you together.
Exactly. And that's powerful.
It really is. Okay, so we've talked about the love we're born into. But what about the love we choose? The love that comes from friendship?
Yes, that's such an important one. It's like building your own chosen family.
Right, finding your people.
And it's interesting, a lot of the sources talk about the importance of shared interests in friendships.
That makes sense, having things in common, things you can connect over.
Absolutely. It gives you that foundation to build upon. But they also talk about the importance of mutual respect, even in friendships.
Right, valuing each other's opinions, supporting each other's dreams.
Exactly. And it's okay to recognize that friendships change and evolve over time.
Some grow stronger, some fade away.
It's natural, and it's a good reminder to cherish the friendships that really matter to you, the ones that bring you joy, the ones that make you feel seen and understood.
Okay, so now for a type of love that sometimes gets a bit of a bad rap. Self-love.
Yes. I'm interested to hear what the sources have to say about this.
Me too, because honestly, I used to think it was kind of a selfish concept.
Really?
Yeah, like putting yourself first all the time. It didn't sit right with me, but reading through these sources, it's made me completely rethink that.
Interesting. So how do they frame it?
They talk about it as treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would offer to someone you love.
That makes sense. Not in a narcissistic way, but in a way that recognizes your own worth.
Exactly. And one of the sources even goes so far as to say that self-love is the foundation for all other relationships.
That's a powerful statement.
It is, right? Because if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, how can you truly show up for others?
I think that's a really important point. Taking care of your own well-being, your own needs, it's not selfish, it's essential.
Exactly. All right, so last but not least, let's tackle the concept that always leaves me a little puzzled. Unconditional love.
That's a big one for sure.
Is it even possible to love someone without any expectations at all?
Well, the sources describe it as a boundless kind of love, the kind that expects nothing in return.
So not a romantic kind of love.
It can be, but it goes beyond that. They give examples like the way a parent loves a child, or the way someone dedicates their life to a cause, to helping others.
So it's more about a selfless kind of love.
I think that's a good way to put it. It's about choosing to love freely, without any strings attached.
Wow, that's a pretty high bar to set.
It is, but it's a beautiful ideal to strive for.
It really is. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today. Romantic love, family, friendships, self-love, unconditional love.
It's been quite the exploration.
It has. And, these sources have really given me a new perspective on what love really means.
Me too. But the real question is, how does understanding all these different types of love actually change the way we approach our own relationships?
That's a good question. Something for all of us to think about.
It is. What kind of love are we giving? And what kind of love are we receiving?
And how can we cultivate more love in all its forms in our lives?
Excellent questions. Ones I hope our listeners will contemplate.
That's all the time we have for today. But until next time, keep those questions in mind and keep diving deep.